Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Gamion. I'll be your game developer for this special Sunday stream. I wasn't really planning on streaming today until about an hour ago, and I resolved to dedicate a few hours or less to work on optimizing my game, Field of Heroes, an online multiplayer soccer brawler that I hope to release as a demo in spring and then release in early access this summer. So we just had a playtest last Wednesday, and what caught my attention about the playtest was a bit of network jitter, where I would see someone running with the ball, and then they just kind of like teleport a few inches ahead or behind, and that tells me that there's a performance problem, possibly. So then I tried playing the game on what is effectively an 8-year-old machine the other day, and I was not impressed with the performance at all. So this stream is pretty much devoted to just playtesting locally for performance reasons. I'll be my computer, which is the one I'm streaming from, and another computer at my place that has the game loaded on it. So I'm going to kick off a game and show you all how to profile an Unreal Engine game. But I'm going to start by kind of disappearing real quick while I fire the game up on the other machine. And it's important that I could do it remotely, but I won't, because I want it to not be running within a terminal window. I want to get the full performance as if it was just pure desktop. So bear with me one moment while I disappear and fire up the game. All right, let's make sure the background music's turned off and audio is up, and here we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start the game from the other system, keeping in mind that I noticed the ping was 20 milliseconds. I'm going to remember that because the ping might actually increase during gameplay, so we'll see. Meanwhile, I am recording the data, the performance data, right now as we speak, so hang on a moment. All right, off we go. So we're going to do maybe 2 minutes of gameplay, and then I'm going to look at the profiles. How the goalie just stood there, keeping that in mind. Now, maybe on the other machine it was running toward the ball, but I didn't see it here. Okay, now he seems to be running at one. That's ping time here. Yeah, I saw that little gem there. Nope. Almost had it. What's he doing? Oh yeah, that's a known bug. Oh, he passes it to the player, but the player is actually AFK, so I'm just gonna torpedo him. There. Alright, just a few more seconds and then I'll stop the game. Okay, we're going to actually just quit out outright. Now I'm going to run to the other machine and shut that down too. Alright, now let's take a look at those log files. So let's look at this one. Alright, we'll just call this, let's see, playtest. Or actually, let's rename it here. Client. Then I'm going to grab the other one. Put it here. Oof. Wow, that's a long time to copy a file that's only half a gig. Even if it is on wireless. Okay, so these trace files are generated during gameplay, and this is called the Unreal Insights. This is a program that reads the trace files and tells me what's going on. Oh, speaking of what's going on, we got Mega Kitty. She's just burying herself in the blanket. So let's give it up for Mega Kitty. There's with my new reward for Mega Kitty. So we got various kinds of networking and what are called timing insights. So I will take you through from left to right. You have timing insights is your CPU and your GPU usage. Currently, the GPU usage is not in good shape. So this is really where you're either going to have a CPU or a GPU bottleneck. Right now, it is a GPU bottleneck. Unreal Engine has very, very powerful rendering capabilities. However, especially indie developers are probably getting higher frame rates than they should because when you add content, it just works out of the box, renders out of the box. But on a high performing computer, you don't even notice that it's actually slow. And you will notice when players start complaining of slowness, though. And I want to get around that, get ahead of that. So again, this is GPU use and CPU slowness here. Let's pick a random frame. Let's do this one. So yeah, we got. This looks like it's waiting on the GPU to finish what it's doing. The GPU is 15. Looks like a 15 millisecond rendering time. That's not good. Well, it could be better. Let's say. And that is how many frames? So like 67, 72 FPS. Honestly, for this game, I would expect that even a system that was made 3-4 years ago should run well over 60, no problem, for this kind of game. Now, if you're talking like a big FPS game, that's different. But for this kind of game, I expect a lot of performance because these are not complicated shaders. These are not complicated things. So this was for me in this computer. So I was rocking about 70 FPS on average. Something going down to 62. And a lot of this is what is called rendering the scene. Lumen Screen Probe Gather is something I was looking at earlier to figure out why so many cycles are spent here. And that's what one of the things I want to figure out. But because the server was on a lower end, again, 8-year-old PC, let's rename that to, this was the server. So I purposefully made the server like a lower end by today's standards computer. Because if I'm going to have 10 players in a session and one of the players is hosting it, then I better have some good performance. Let's have a look at what that computer was doing. While I'm waiting for the stats to load, I want to show you, we also have what are called network insights. This is what was going through the network, causing network traffic. However, I'm still it's been a long time since I've looked at a network graph, so I don't remember a lot on how to diagnose it. I don't even know if 8,000 is a good or bad number. So that's one of the things I'm going to figure out as we go on here. So again, still loading, waiting for this to load. Let's see what we got. I think it's finished. Okay, so this is again an 8-year-old gaming rig. This was actually a custom-built gaming rig about 8 years ago. And look at that. You got 45 millisecond. Is that right? Let's see, one frame. Yeah, like 50 millisecond frames. That is not good. I expect this game to fly on a gaming machine that is 8 years old, because I can dream and I don't have any pressure from any higher up saying I can't do it. So I really want to get this nailed down before the demo, if I can. So let's see what this what the old computer struggled with here. We got 20. Okay, was it 27? Looks like scene render time. Scene 19 milliseconds. Render deferred lighting was 7.4. Lumen Screen Probe Gather is 5 milliseconds. Well, let me compare that with mine. What was my... that was 2.7. This is 5.2. You know what? Maybe I should remote into that computer. Make it easier on myself. Because I do have the project on it. So let's see if I should get a similar performance. All right. So this is the remote. This is the 8-year-old machine right here. So we're gonna, let's see. I want to run it with the profile again. Where did I put it? Here we go. With profiling. Actually, on second thought, I don't want to run with profiling. I want to do live. I want to show you the live numbers. So let's close this. And we're just going to do the regular game. Now this is, again, remote desktop, so we're already going to get some latency just by virtue of being roted in. Oh, and it crashed. Let's try it again. And I'm going to turn the music off from here real quick. And I'm going to go to a custom field. And we're going to do the slog ball because that's the one I'm interested in here. And it doesn't really matter what character we're going to... Actually, no, we'll do free roam. So free roam is a special mode where there are no bots or matches or anything. It's just running around with using the stock mannequin asset. Uh-oh, looks like the computer's getting a bit warm. Oh, you can't see that from there, though. Well, it won't take long. Let's do stats GPU here. All right. 10 millisecond frames. I won't be rendering much longer. So we got 3 millisecond probe gather. Yeah, 10 millisecond. It's not good. But it looks like, let me screen cap that. There. I did fix shadows. That's not running as bad. Okay, so I stopped it. That's all I needed. That's all I needed from there. Nope. Okay, I guess it didn't want to keep my screen cap. Okay, but it was saying about 10 milliseconds frame time. That's strange. Let me go back in. Okay. It's going to be in and out just to get the screen cap again. That didn't capture the first time. Hey, critics, welcome. Sitting around checking for some good UE content. Well, you've come to the right place, I hope. So I'm working on an online multiplayer soccer brawler called Field of Heroes, and I'm trying to get it ready for the demo. But there's a performance issue I'm looking at before I can be really serious about it, because this is 5v5 PvPvE, and if I don't get some good frame rates out of this, then I'm in trouble. It's going to be a disaster. Let's destroy the bots, and then let's do stat GPU. All right, this is a screenshot I want. We're getting 14 milliseconds per frame, which is kind of high. Deferred render lighting. So I'm just kind of keeping track of this and screen capping this. There we go. I got the screen cap. That's all I wanted to see. Yeah, so I normally don't stream on Sundays, but usually Sundays are my down day to relax, to have a good time. And I did go on a little hiking earlier today, and now I figured, what the heck, I'm going to do a little performance investigation here. So again, here's a screen cap. We got, this is 13 milliseconds in a frame. This is showing 52, which but maybe that's, I wonder if that's related to rendering all the heroes and the VFX and all that stuff. I wonder if that's it. Because we got, this is probably when it entered the match. And then it just gets pretty bad up here. Yeah, this is the Unreal profile. Looks cool about your Unreal journey, so seeing someone this far into dev, hope that performance issue is easy to handle. They're easy to handle if you have a lot of experience, and I don't have a lot of experience. I've been more of a, like, dipping in to investigate some really obvious slowness, fixing it, and then moving on. But GPU, when it's video rendering slowness, then I'm kind of a bit of a loss. But the thing is, you know, when you kind of approach the way you approach software development, you know, you see a problem, you come up with ideas for solutions, you keep trying and you learn, and as you learn, you get better at it, you get experience, and next thing you know, it's much easier to do next time around. So again, this was on the slow computer. This was the performance on my computer, which was built newer, and I was also a client, not the server, but I was a client. So I got some pretty good frame rates here, 67, 70 frames per second. And I'd like to have 90, to be honest. I mean, this isn't that complicated of a game. You can just kind of see here in the screenshot, all you got is you know, the field, a couple of logs, you got a couple of people watching the game, a little UI, and that's it. This isn't like a big, you know, cyberpunk type project. And this is the kind of thing where gamers are turned off by Unreal games because developers are either unwilling or unable to optimize their games properly. Sometimes there's pressure from the higher ups to get the game out. Sometimes they just don't have the experience to do it. They don't have the talent to do it. So anyway, now I'm kind of rambled a bit. So let me get back to my train of thought here. This was on the server. I want to look more at the CPU first, just to make sure that this is all indeed video issues and not CPU issues. So there's GPU, there's a game thread. We're looking at, oh, that's 86 milliseconds. No, we just want one. I just want one frame. That's it. So it was 53 milliseconds just for that frame. So let's make a little room here to see what's going on. 53 milliseconds. So again, this is the GPU thread, and this is the game thread. Let's see, GPU. This is one frame. Let's see. So what we got going on here? So I'm looking at the game thread now. That's CPU. There's other render threads. So just in this frame. So what's going on here? Okay, so looks like probably collision calculations. Let's start. Okay, so the crowd is, let's see, micros, I think those are microseconds. Alright, I don't know what that looks video related. So critics, are you also an indie developer, or are you looking to full-time game development? Let's see, virtual texture updates. I think those are fine. What's this? 1 second, one character. Oh, that's interesting. Why am I getting 1 millisecond? ALS character updates. Update animation. Why is his animation so expensive? Mostly graphic designer, but in 2023 you worked at Activision doing some marketing work. Learned a lot more about Blender UE pipeline. I'm trying to learn UE in general to move new phase of your career. Good for you. You know, so character animations might be something. Oh, interesting. Goothorn has it too. Tonday, not so much. The animation high quality. Sigala's character updates. Update movement values. What's this? Rotation values. So in short, animations, like the characters swinging their arms, moving their legs, and so on. So that, what we got, and there's more, I think that's more, yeah, tick animation, animation. So in this frame, which again is kind of highlighted here, we have, looks like 16 milliseconds well, 16 millisecond block where about 12 of them is animation. That's interesting. Alright, I'm gonna make a note of that. Actually, I'll make a new playtest for her. Let's call it notes. Seeing the CPU breakdown scares you? Don't worry, it gets better over time. And speaking of better over time, there's actually a few other developers who are kind of roaming about, and other gamers as well. And I'd like to give a shout out to one of them who's lurking, and it's Air Force Game Player, who does Friday Jackbox streams. And they're always a ton of fun and usually a packed crowd. So be sure to Friday evenings give them a look and say hello.
You might like that, what I just created.
I have no feeling below the waist.
Need some help? Right.
Yeah, and did I tell you that's for more of a 18 and over crowd?
Choose the word that is super matchy-matchy with the definition.
Well, I have no regrets. So, anyway. So, looks like, again, I'm going to make a note here, about 12, let's see, performance notes, server, animations running, at 12 milliseconds frame. For this frame, let me check the next few frames just to see. Let's look at this one. Can I look at this one? Oh, I don't think this was the next one, but 16 milliseconds. Looks like animation again. It's this one. Again, animation. And I'll try to make this more specific. Blueprint update animation. And that's blueprint function, and I'll show you that in code. Let's give this a minute to come together. All right, so if I can trim that down big time. And here's the thing: when you're using your abilities like your weapons, I force the server to animate the bones, and the reason I do that is to have more server accurate collisions. So that, like, if I'm doing a melee attack, then the server will look at where the bones are and say, hey, the claw is right here, or the staff is right there, so then it can do a proper collision detection. rather than the client telling the server, hey, I think I hit that character at this XYZ in the sweep, melee sweep, so, and so on. And I'm trying to make it more server authoritative. But if it's going to cost me 12 milliseconds a frame, then I may have to rethink that. I may have to have the client tell the server where the swings are going, and then have the server verify it in its own way somehow. Because I can probably trim that down by not having the server animate the bones of characters that are off the screen. So, we don't want to profile this. Stop that. Stop auto connect and stop. There. All right, so let's take us to, yeah. And yes, by the way, this is an actual field in the game for those who have not seen it before. I'm going to go to the more basic field. But I want to show the animation though. This is Dodger. So in that time when it's doing, that 12 milliseconds of doing this, all these character updates, what you have is it's this stuff. So let me show you the anim graph. So this is the anim graph. This is what drives the animation for the character. And it looks simple, but it's not. You have this. Oh, that's low quality. Where's the high quality? Yeah, you drill in, and then you got this stuff, and then you got locomotion stuff. You got this stuff, and then you're doing all this stuff 10 times over because there's 10 heroes in the field. So you got just, in short, this is just locomotion, running around. This is like moving their hands for special montages. This is aim offsets, so like when I'm aiming my mouse in this direction or the game controller crosshair in that direction, then the skeleton will move with that accordingly. And they're stunned, so that when they're stunned, they get kind of woozy. Hit reacts is when they get hit. It will make them knock back a little bit. Kicking blends. I don't even know if I use these anymore. So, and then ragdolls, and then all that. So, I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it is a big, complicated system. This was actually built on this was based on an asset store. Matt's first quest. Hey, Gamion, I've got Twitch on mute myself. I get organized for 40th birthday. Oh boy. Thanks for the lurk and happy birthday. Happy big 40th birthday. We're going to give you a shout out for your birthday. Matt's first quest is also a developer.
이시메일이요. 표와 캔요비잖아요. 표와 도요비.
Now, thanks for the offer for playtesting. At the moment, I'm kind of looking through existing playtest results, so I'm not quite ready for a new one yet. I am going through this profile to see how I can speed up the game. Look probably through trimming the animations a bit. So we got this, and then the next frame. Yeah, there's 16 milliseconds now. So, all right. So I'm going to have to look into how to optimize that. And one way I can do this. Where is it? Oh, well, it's being covered by the wish list. Let me get this down a bit. There was a property. What was the property name? I forgot the name, but it controls how the servers do updates. I forgot what the name was. It was like a bone update thing, but it's not here. Rats. I'm sure I'll remember it as soon as I quit streaming, but yeah, you do have control for to have a server not animate specific bones, which is an optimization that would help a ton here, I think. I just don't remember the name of the setting. Not under class settings, I don't think. It's under the defaults, and I just don't remember. I'll look it up real fast. Oh, is it a mesh component? Oh, visibility. Okay. Oh, it's on the skeletal mesh component. Okay. I knew it had to be somewhere. All right. Let's look at the skeletal mesh component. This is it. Oh, wait, always tick? I don't think that should be the default. Let me search in my project. Oh, okay, no, that's right. So, yeah, here we go. So this is actually preferable. Yeah, yeah, it's memory. So this is preferable. So always tick pose. So you're ticking the pose, but you're not refreshing the bones, which is an expensive operation. Honestly, I'm not sure what the pose is. I don't know what it means exactly by pose. Because when I think pose, I think the bone locations. But short answer of this is that did someone beat you at your own game? Good bit, yes. I have been beaten at this game several times by my play testers. Some of them, yeah, in the skill ceiling, you know, I didn't think there was going to be a big divide between the skill floor and skill ceiling because it was meant to be pick up and play. But no, I got toasted. Players figuring out that if they kick the ball and then teleport in front of the ball and to go faster. Players who figured out that if I'm low on health, then they pass me the ball and then finish me off and take the ball right back. I mean, I never thought of that stuff. They're really smart. Yeah, always tick pose I think is the default and probably what you want. Now the thing is, again, when a player starts swinging their sword or their player starts using their bow and arrow, it will refresh bones. That's only in this game here. This is not the default behavior of an Unreal game. This is my game-specific behavior, and the reason for that is to bone location for proper weapon firing and melee ability. So I may need to refactor that. And if I can successfully refactor it to not do that, then I can probably shave off a fair bit of this. I'm gonna say maybe cut this in half to about 7 milliseconds, because there's still gonna be like 2 or 3 or 4 heroes on the screen at once, for off-screen purposes. Or actually, you know what? Maybe if I just don't refresh the bones at all, then maybe that's enough. I gotta do some digging further in this, but point is animations. Hey, Solar Atomic, welcome. I was just looking at how animations are taking up 15 milliseconds on the server in frame, and that's not a good thing. So TLDR, I'm going to experiment with ways to not do all these animations, and make as little as possible while still having the server be the authority on where projectiles are fired from and where melee attacks are done from. So if I can get this down, then that would be big. So what's going on in the rest of this frame anyway on the CPU side? So we looked at this quite a bit. What else we have going on here? Okay, widgets. Oh, okay. Why is ball follow widget? That shouldn't be taking this long. But what is it? Oh, 148 microseconds, nanoseconds. All right, I gotta know. Is that micro or nano? Okay, it's micro. Okay, so we got this. I can maybe let slide. This as well is 60 microseconds. Aiming. What's this? Oh, more animation stuff. It looks like. Parallel animations. And then aiming stuff. Okay, what's this? This is the next region of... Okay, now we're getting into AI. So this AI is taking up... Let's see, from... Let's see, we got 206, 428. Now let's go up here. 209, 430, 900. That's almost a millisecond. Evaluating behavior tree. Another just under half millisecond behavior tree. How many milliseconds is this? I'd say wager about 4. No, compared to this is about 4 milliseconds on behavior trees. Oh, running instant queries. Okay. Reset on fail. We're running an instant EQS query. Make a note of this. Behavior trees. 5 milliseconds a frame. That's BT service. Run EQS. Reset on fail. Let me look at something real quick. Let's look at that. Also, Cellular Atomic, how much experience do you have in optimizing the GPU rendering? Run instant. Oh, here we go. And receive activation. Run an instant query. Update immediately on activations. First chat mode can act on the newest available data. Oh, okay. Not much. Only used for something that knowing something way too high. Well, I'm going to show you real quick. I did a stat GPU on my game. I'm looking at 13 milliseconds on the GPU, which is really high. And it's like deferred lighting, lumen screen. So there's really kind of three main vectors of that big number. You got render deferred lighting, which is basically, I guess it is lumen. Maybe these first two are lumen. I'm thinking nanite was the other thing. So yeah, got a bit of time here in the lumen world, taking up cycles. I don't know why yet. So over 60 FPS, targeting for 8 or... Actually, I'm targeting for 60, but keeping in mind that this may be played on lower quality hardware, and more importantly that players are hosting. This is a listen server, so players are hosting, so I'm trying to get every cycle I can, to handle a 10-player game. Shadow depths are something that I actually did handle recently. I trimmed this down from 5 milliseconds. It was a directional light shadow cascades. I effectively turned the quality on that way down. I didn't even notice a difference, but I got some frames out of that. So, it was cascades and shadows. So, where are my manners? I want to give a shout out to Scholar Atomic. Also working on an Unreal Tower Defense game.
Hey, your farm. Yeah, he's... Where? Hold on. There. Marius is gone. Why is Marius gone? This is nice. Siler, urgent question that will break the universe. I am here. Hold on, I have to think. Okay, Marius, I have important news for you.
Well, the clip ended before the important news. No, that's too bad. Alright, have you checked the size of your lights? Well, yes, I did that some time ago. Let's have a look at this here. Stat GPU. Now here it is again on my machine. I'm getting 12. People use lights with the radius very large, but the areas being lit is very small. Yes. Oh, this is interesting. I'm getting 12, 10. Okay, 10 isn't terrible. Shadow depths, what I got? 2, almost 3. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. I'm gonna put it in the okay column. But yeah, so light sizes. Let's have a look at the light sizes real quick. So we got a lot of torch. Oh yeah, this has a lot of individual lights in it, but I made the sizes small. So yeah, this actually was like 3 times as big, and I turned it down a bit. Torches. Yeah, so this is a light in the eye, very small region, and I could probably do more here. Use temperature, cast shadows. What if I didn't cast shadows? Oh, I hardly even tell. So yeah, that'll save us a few frames. Does this one cast shadows too? Oh, I can't even... Oh, alright, so yeah, the torch... So the torch itself, I don't think anyone's going to care. Alright, I'm gonna make a note of that. Slog bog. Go through all light sources and turn off shadows where practical. Alright, so that's good. Yeah, I did that, and then all these lights... I actually removed some lights. I took a couple of lights off. Actually, there used to be more torches here, and I just threw out half of them. And that gave me a good, nice performance boost. So back to the slowness I was looking at with the behavior trees. No, I wanted to disable. There we go. Hey. Okay. No, I said disable. Alright, back to this. So, yeah, so the reason I'm having a bit of AI traffic in congestion in my profile here is, yeah, here we go. Oh, behavior tree tasks. One of the reasons is that this is an instant query, so the main thread will stop for this query. But apparently I had a reason for this. Update the Blackboard value immediately in activation so that the first child node can act on the newest available data. Okay, so maybe I can make this more resilient and not have this be the case. Something I can look into. So I got that written down here. But I want to go back to that profile again and see. And by the way, this is Unreal Insights. It does look very overwhelming and confusing the first time, but you spend enough time in it and it gets better. There's also a third-party, what was the name of it? A Superluminal. It's a third-party profiling tool, but it's very expensive. But it's great. It's just very expensive. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, Superluminal. I think this is it. Oh, it's for Unreal, Unity too. Wait a minute. I thought this was also in Unreal. Huh. Okay. Oh, per seat for... Oh, you know what? It's not as expensive as I thought it was. Well, I'll have to go back to that. But yeah, I've used it before and I liked it a lot. It's easier to kind of pin things down. But this profiler has its own advantages. So, so back to... Alright, so what we got? What's taking up all the CPU? So we got the animations. We've got behavior tree stuff here. Okay. Oh, 4 milliseconds on the crowd. Ooh. Crowd updates running at 4.3 milliseconds. Okay, so crowd updates. The patron is the orc that sits in the back. I'll show you what that's about. Okay, these guys in the back, those are the patrons. They are, yeah, I know the art style is different from the characters, but just bear with me. It's a simple style because there's a lot of them, and it's for performance reasons. But updating their animations does take a little bit of frame time. And where's the other crowd? Over here. Yeah. And actually, there's not, the crowd isn't that big. Where are the crowds anyway? Just those two? That's a lot of time for just two small. I mean, other levels have like 3 times as many patrons. But let me look back at this again. So, but yeah, look at the quality of the patrons. They actually see how they follow me as I run. So this is like the detail that I'm going for. A lot of them are looking at the ball though. So they're looking at the ball, and some of them look at a player. So back to profile on the server. So all right, so animation. So looks like it's just animation. Right, overlaps. There should not be any update overlaps in those capsules at all. Once they've spawned, then they should not do any collisions of any kind. So I don't know what the deal is here, but it will free up another 4 milliseconds. What's this? Oh, nameplates. Oh, wow. Nameplates take that long to... Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, so 4.3 milliseconds, that was... Alright, so the crowds were... Oh, only a small part of it. So it's patrons. So that was maybe more like 1 millisecond, if that, but all the same, it should not be happening. But so getting 1 millisecond is a big deal for performance. Okay, so hero nameplates. I don't know why. Let's get nameplate actor name. Let's make a note of that. Nameplate tick slow. Get nameplate actor name. Yeah, that should not be happening in a tick. It should be like on event driven. And how much of that 4 milliseconds is that taking? It's about 1. So another millisecond-ish. Alright, this is good. I'm seeing a lot more CPU than I noticed before. Update blips, that's radar stuff. I'm gonna need to keep that. Keys size. And cache some of these values maybe. What's this? Okay, more patron stuff. Okay. Some more patron stuff here. What's this? Oh, animating the crowd. Okay. But also mostly more crowd stuff over here. So that's... What's this? More crowd capsule stuff. Looks like more of the same. Get nameplate. So maybe it's more like 2 and 2. Okay, that's good. And what else do we have in this frame that's going on? Okay, environmental query tests. These are part of the AI. Wow, that's a long test. Weapon threat. These, maybe I can reduce the rate at which these run. Getting, that's over a millisecond. It's like 2 milliseconds. But just this AI. Put this down for, say 2 milliseconds at least. AI and query test. And again, this tick was how many milliseconds? 43. Oof. All right, let's keep looking. Viewport draws. Okay. Oh, GameNet driver. All right. So this is necessary stuff for the networking. Ability system updates. It's probably very small. Match spectator pawn. Is that network updates? Well, it's pretty small. Here we go. Projectile emitters. Updating. Viewport draw. It's 1 millisecond. I'm not too concerned about this right now. Alright, widgets, 5 milliseconds. Alright, now we're getting to the drawing. This is drawing like the UI elements. This is 5 milliseconds. What is going on here? Match layout. POI container. Hero switch. Oh. Hero switch hint. Okay. That's that little pop, that thing that appears over the hero switch area behind the goal. That arrow that bounces up and down saying, hey, you can switch your hero here. So what's that taking? That's 100 microseconds. Okay, hero switch, hint, nameplate, rendering. That's about a millisecond. Can't do too much about that. Wait a minute, I hope they're not rendering off screen. Because they shouldn't be. I need to look into that. 1 millisecond. Let's see. Because I would think if they're off screen, they should not render at all. Oh, but it's tick. Okay, I'll look into that. Alright, just some more rendering. UI layout. It's really not a big deal. More canvas stuff. Radar. Okay, that's the radar on the corner of the screen. That shows you where everyone is. That's pretty good. Okay. Alright, and then what's next? Okay, so near the end of the frame here. Okay, so net connection, receive packets. Okay, skeletal, mesh components, animations. All right, this is locomotion right here. It's character movements. There's nothing I can do about that. Wait, that's 2 milliseconds. Wait, that's 2 milliseconds. Now this is like engine code. I don't know if I can do much about this. So what do we got? 12. Let's add these together. 12 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. So that's 24 milliseconds. Oh wait, no. 12 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, it's 24 milliseconds. And 24 milliseconds per frame. Per frame. Man, I just had a brain freeze here. Yeah, 2, 4, 4. And 60 milliseconds. So if we want 60 frames per second, then each frame needs to be this many seconds. And which is 16 milliseconds. And right here we got 24. So that's a big oof. So it looks like, here's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't want to ignore the render time, but let's see. So that's 14 milliseconds. Let's see what the. But I definitely need to do CPU stuff here. Now the RHI thread. What's the RHI doing? I wonder if it's waiting on the CPU. GPU's 30. All right, let's pick a random frame here. 34. CPU. 290. Yeah, this is why it is a little hard to read if you're inexperienced. It's because they kind of bleed into each other a bit. At least that's what it looks like. But the frame here, scene renders 39. Oh yeah, here we go. This makes a little more sense. Scene renders 39, world tick is 33. I think I can get the world tick to be better by addressing this stuff. And what I would do then is address all these issues and then go back to then run this profile again and see what frames I'm getting. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay. So yeah, in short, even though I'm not super happy with the GPU performance I'm getting, there's clearly a problem with the CPU, and I need to take time to investigate that, break it out into work items, and then get them all knocked out. Starting with the most important one, the animations running 12 milliseconds. See what I can do to get that down. And that's something I'm going to probably do offline. So, got these. I guess, I think what I'll do then is, let's close this. And let me go back to my client profile, which is, this was this machine. This is this more up-to-date machine. Yeah, obviously it's done better, get a better frame rate here. I want to look at the CPU, GPU here. Let's go to the CPU. Frame. World tick. Now here the scene is 26, but the tick is much less. What's going on in the scene here? Render graph, execute the scene. Render deferred lighting. This encapsulates a lot of things. So I don't remember. It's amazing how similar you and your brother sound. Yes. Though I think if you pay attention, I think you notice that mine is a little less deep, maybe slightly more nasal is the word I'm looking for. But otherwise, I mean, if you're not really paying attention, it seems very similar. Yeah, reflections aren't too bad. But yeah, this is just, now these I just need to learn more about. Here's the thing, this is 10 milliseconds. We got all these little things that need to be looked at, and I find it personally easier to read the stat GPU than I do that graph. Like this, for me, is easier to read. And yeah, render deferred lighting. This, again, could be 1,000 different things. And the way I'm going to learn is obviously through Googling it. But also there's a ton of graphical switches that you can play with. Let me bring some of those up real quick. And I think Siler Atomic, you may be interested in this. I don't know if you've done this before. You open the console window, and then you just type in GPU, and then a billion things appear. Like you type in shadow, and a ton of settings appear. And that helped me find some of the settings to improve. In fact, I think I had some of them in here somewhere. Oh yeah, so this is one of the places, renderer settings. Like I turned off virtual shadows. I dialed down the reflection. Oh, I set the reflection method. Tactical nation dairy mesh distance fields. Turn off a couple things. Yep. What would you say your ratio between C++ and Blueprint Dev is? I'm using Blueprints for a project I'm working on and know eventually hinder me. I would say I'm using 80% C++. So these are the project files. So these are all the project files that I wrote. Field of Heroes in here. We got AI, animation, core stuff, environment, hero preview, match logic, match state machines, all go in here. Subsystems, game settings. So that said, you can write a complete game in Blueprint. The reason I have so much native code here is it allows me access to places I wouldn't have through Blueprint. B, performance. And C, I've worked in C++ for a lot of years. I'm comfortable with it. All said, you still can finish a complete game in Blueprints, and you can even have it perform well too. So as long as you kind of pay attention to things like the always tick setting of a blueprint, if you shut that off, then you can get everywhere you go, then you can maybe get some performance out of that. Using events, or if you really have to tick, maybe increase the tick interval or use timers. And yeah, use the profiling to help you with that. In fact, I'll do a stat CPU, and we'll take a look at that. All right, so here's the menu. CPU load. Oh, that's not it. Or is it? Nope. What was it? Stat CPU. Oh, and by the way, yeah, so you type in shadow in the console and look at all these different settings you can look into. Nanite, tons of stuff you can do with Nanite here. Lots of Nanite settings. Lumen, yeah, lots of Lumen. I should be looking into more of the Lumen stuff here. So I just Google tons of these things and I'll learn things and see what applies, what doesn't apply, and make notes, maybe make some blogs about it. So, all right, so stat. I was thinking stat CPU. I guess FPS will do. At least you can get your FPS right here. This is the total frame time below here. Let me make that go away. I thought there was a CPU version of a flavor of this. Stat. Ooh, stat AI. That could be handy. Stat. CPU stalls. Culling, cooking. Stat CPU load. There's gotta be something here. So I would say if you stick with blueprints until when you're comfortable with them, and then if you want to explore C++, do it at your own pace. Maybe look for other developers who know C++ and work with Unreal, and pick their brains when you have questions. Maybe make maybe make your own C++ class that does very simple things and expose that to Blueprint and then use it. Do I have a blog somewhere? Yes. It is at gameon.com. Actually, you know what? I have a Field of Heroes blog, but I don't think I have a studio blog. So here's the game blog. This is primarily updates about the game itself, and thought there were more than this. I guess I only started in November. That's right. So yeah, my recent blogs are here. I'm gonna have to make one for the studio as well. Well, stat unit. Thanks. I knew there had to be something. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Frame, game, draw. Okay, that breaks it out a bit. That's good. Draw calls 271. I don't know if that's good or bad. So anyway, yeah, it's so I'll give you the blog for Field of Heroes. If you really want to dig deep, I have an old blog, gamedev.net. Oh, and IndieDB, that's right. No results. I know I had a blog in here somewhere. Yeah, that's it. I'll have to log in to look at a profile? Ugh. Okay, well, IndieDB. Blog. Yeah, I haven't updated this much. I should. I'm far behind on the social stuff. So I was originally going to try to get the release out around now, but it's just not ready for it, and as you can see why. If I had released this game with those kind of CPU numbers, I think there would have been a lot of problems. So I postponed the demo until spring. So it gives me a good 3 months to get that cleaned up. Oh heck, less than 2 months, 3 months now. So I got that and other older blogs, mostly about Unity and older stuff, really old stuff. So, but the game dev, I had a few good ones in there. I can log in real quick. It's worth it. Oh, great. You didn't really log in, though, so I gotta do this twice. Now check remember me now. I wonder if I haven't logged in so long that it must have deleted my account. That's probably it. Well, that's a shame. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. That's weird. Now I'm curious. Can I see my other blogs? No. Looks like... Wow. Oh, here we go. And let's see. So I had a journal. Wow, this is really old stuff now. Again, Unity, mainly Unity stuff. Really old projects. So yeah, I'll make an action item. I'll get a blog, and I wanted to blog how I shrunk the size of the project a bit too. I want to share that while you're here before you go. So I want to show you something. Here we go. I did package size. Where is my script for listing the contents of the packaged game? Okay, so I got this. I made a PowerShell script, which I'll probably have to put in a future blog. And this PowerShell script generates a list of all the assets that are in a packaged build in the pack file, or the newer one. What is it called? It starts with an I. Well, anyway, the newer pack file, and through that, I was able to create a spreadsheet of what are the biggest assets in the project. And so I did this, and I found a bunch of assets that were really big, but we really didn't need them to be that big. And that's when I would do like this one, for instance. I would shrink the size, the render size, the LD bias right here. So this is actually a 4096 by 2048 texture, but in the game, it's actually 512 by 512, and you hardly ever see it because it's in the it's in this map here, Mount Tanatugal, and it's the background. And like even with this resolution, it looks okay, intermediate. But yeah, so I kind of did this trick, you know, LD bias, and because one of the things is, I mean, this game isn't an FPS, so people aren't going to be having their nose up to the walls, you know, like here. So it's okay to Whitney, welcome. So it's okay to kind of skimp on the resolution a little bit, especially given the cartooniness of it. I know even this isn't really super cartoony, but it still gets the job done. But in any event, there was another thing too. There was a project setting I think it was content. It was packaging. Where is it? I think it was use editor content. Yeah, I think it was exclude editor content when cooking. And it turns out there was only one. I think there were like 1 or 2 assets that actually were using editor content. So I refactored. So check this out. I fixed the assets so they wouldn't need the editor content. But another thing I did, there was one asset that did need it. So I copied the editor content into my project and then associated it with the asset. And then I checked this box, and then I was good to go. Cooks worked, and it shaved the project size a bit. But this trick right here with the LOD bias shrunk it even more. And because of that, I got the project down from almost 5 gigabytes down to just under 3. So that was a big improvement. And it's something that every developer should do before they release a game, well, even middle of it, really. I did that for all my Unity games, the way that Unity does things. And it was basically the same thing. I was reducing the effective texture sizes in surfaces that didn't really need to be high res on a mobile device. So that was super helpful. I got my binaries down from like 80 megs to down to like 25 megs. So, that's the power of paying attention to your optimization here. So I should write a blog on this and get it out. Another thing, by the way, is plugins. Certain plugins were showing up. I found content that was like 50 megs. It was tied to a plugin that I don't use. So I carefully removed the plugin and then build a package build, ran it, and just tested everything, and nothing happened. So I'm like, great, that's 50 megs I don't need anymore. And plugin was disabled, still disabled, and you're good to go. So yeah, most of these though are things I can probably trim further. 4 megs here, 4 megs there, 4 meg. These are all like 4 megabytes. I can probably shrink down a bit. But as I do this, I'm careful to kind of keep an eye on the scene. I don't want to make it look worse. If you can get shrink your textures by 100 megs and it looks nearly exactly the same for your players, then dude, go for it. So, no, that's an optimization tip for everyone. And again, I'm going to write this in a blog, and this is again a PowerShell. If there's a batch file version, use it. But PowerShell made it easier for me to do this, so I'll do that right up. So back to performance. So all together, I think I know where to aim for my performance improvements, and I'll focus on CPU over GPU for now. Slog blog I can probably trim a little bit. That said, I'm looking at the demo. The demo is going to be a limited feature set. I'm probably going to have 2 fields in it because I don't want to just give away the farm, as so to speak. I'll have 2 fields in it, and I will not have the level editor in it. Other than that, I think it will mostly be feature filled. And on a side note, I did a little digging yesterday and discovered some of our competitors, namely Sparkball and Omega Strikers. They are both freemium games. Sparkball isn't out yet, but it's freemium. It's going to be freemium when it releases. So what that means is I'm competing. My game's not going to be freemium because I don't offer cosmetics. Too expensive, too much time to do. And honestly, I want to prove the game out before I go that far. If you remember, Team Fortress 2 started as a pay game, part of the Orange Box, and then they went to a freemium model later. And I believe some mobile games did the same. And it could be a trajectory I take, but I have to prove the game first. So this is what I'm going to be competing with in spring when they release their game. How are you going to do demo in terms of size? Is it enough to have a subset of maps to make it be demo ready? Yes. In fact, I was writing a blog. I hadn't finished the blog yet. Let me give you a preview of my unreleased Field of Heroes blog. And I'll outline what I plan to have, what I need to do before I finish the demo. So that's Okay, almost there. Okay, so I talk about this in the bottom of my blog from the playtest that was last Wednesday. It's the what happens next section. So yeah, we're going to do demo with limited field content. So it'll be only 2 fields is my current estimate. 2 fields, no achievements. I will probably have stats. I think I should have stats because I think that is a critical feature that will keep some people playing. But before I can release it, I have some bugs that still need fixing, and like there's I could go on about these for minutes, but I'll just say there's bug fixes needs to be fixed. There's optimization passes, which my focus of my stream today is optimization. Those need to be addressed. Finish UI reskins. So I just reskinned the custom fields, custom lobby. I just reskinned this. And let me turn this off. Yeah, so now like this is for like configuring custom games, so I can switch teams. Oh, I guess I can't switch teams for some reason here. But yeah, like I can open slots, close slots, stuff like that. But yeah, I still need to do the settings menu, the social UI, and the career UI. And Siler, let me know if you have any questions on the settings setup. And in fact, let me pop my Discord link so you can join my Discord. And I got a couple channels for just general dev talk, but they're very, very quiet though. I don't really have a big crowd in my Discord yet. So I got to finish the practice field, which is a sandbox for players to do random stuff around, in solo mode. So yeah, this is the practice field, and you got like a section with target dummies. You got a section for ball kicking with targets. You have a section for fighting bots and kick practice. I want to get that finished for the demo. Yeah, basic stats tracking. Oh yeah, and this social quality of life features. So you have custom servers, you have quick match, but if you have a troll or you have someone who's using very, very foul language and your kids are in the room, currently there's no way to deal with it. It's sort of a Wild West. And I do not have the bandwidth to be a nanny for all the players. So I'm giving players the ability to flag other players. So what will happen is if you flag a player, the game, well, a couple things. 1, you won't see their chat messages. 2, it will try to avoid quick matching with them. 3, it will try to avoid custom server matching with them. But it will try, but it won't be perfect. So, but, I mean, you still avoid them. So, there you go. There's still unfinished VFX polish. Some of the heroes are using semi-realistic VFX when they're not using the cartoony effects that they should. And that's something that I need to work on. Gamepad support is terrible, but it's just terrible. So I need to polish this audit with like aim assist, adhesion, magnetism, and so on, and haptics. And the last thing, after all that work is done, I still need to make a trailer. So I have an announced trailer, but it's old. I put it out in June, July, and the game is way better looking than it was back then. So I got to do that. And I want to do a trailer that's a little more, I guess, maybe more individual hero introductions. Maybe make it a little more, hey, these aren't just cookie cutter heroes. These are actual. You can play as a were-orc, then you can play as a cent-orc. Then you can play as a Beastmaster, kind of really hit those points home. And that's going to be a lot. I mean, that alone is going to be a lot of work. But I'm going to make it on my own. I'm not going to. I'd say I'm past the point where I'm able to pay for services to have other people do it, and honestly, I want to do it myself anyway. So, yeah, there's a lot of work to do before the demo, but you could make the case I should have had it out 2 years ago. But I decided to make all the fields up front when I shouldn't have. So, I mean, they're cool fields. It's just I should have done a much simpler demo and then tested the waters to see if it was, really worth it, and then built on it, built a community along with building the game. But what I did instead was really start the community building like 3 years into development, which was another poor judgment call. But all that aside, I mean, it's not too late to turn things around and get the community more involved as the game finishes up. I also got to make a lot of video shorts as well to, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube shorts. That seems to be very, very helpful. And if it's not, well, I mean, at least you tried. You know what works and what doesn't work. So, that said, that gives me a ton of stuff to do for my next stream and also the next play test. So, and again, I'm only working on this in my spare time. It's been almost 4 years now. Well, been about 4 years. And this is all my free time. So, nights and weekends. Because my full-time job is AAA development for other games. So, which I'm happy with, and they treat me well, and I treat them well. So, everyone's happy. So with that, I really got my goal complete here of the profiling, so don't need this anymore. So that said, I'm going to start getting some dinner ready, and I'm going to raid us off to another game developer who might be on right now. Let's see, who we got? Ooh, tough call. There's two really good ones on. I'm not sure who I want to raid us off to. I'm going to do Hypnotic Games. So, yeah, Critics, great to meet you too. Hope to see you tomorrow evening. Is my normal Monday stream. So we're gonna raid off to Hypnotic Games, working on his game Bobble Shop. It is a market simulating game. Those are so hot right now, and it looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Sylar, and I'll work on that blog and let you know when that's up. And thanks everyone for attending on the Sunday stream, and I will catch you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time.